Hey guys, it's Yvette. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. I have had so many requests over the past few months about seeing my sewing room that I decided I'm finally going to do it, and this is an honest to goodness picture with the exception of Gwen was here last weekend, and so I threw like 95% of all the junk into like buckets that I'll show you, and bags and duffels and everything else I could find just to get it out of the way so that she could sew. So anyway, this is the corner of the room where we have a fireplace. It's a gas burning fireplace, and we do turn that on in the winter, obviously. I have up here my binding babies with various ribbons on in them, or wrapped around them, I should say. Behind that, I think these are, I bought these a while back where they're supposed to, they snap together. And I mean, I bought these years ago from a lady on Etsy. It's got terry cloth on one side and just a regular fabric on the other side. And they're supposed to be in lieu of using paper towels. You just use these and then throw them in the wash. But my husband he just won't cotton to that. The man goes through so many paper towels, it's not even funny. So anyway, and seriously, you're going to learn a lot about me, because this bag right here is from this past year's 12 days of Christmas at a local quilt shop, I should say. So every day for 12 days in a row, they had like specials that they would run, and you decide if you want to stuff your stocking or not, and then you go and you pick everything up. And everything that I bought is still in that bag. I had bought a lot of this fabric because I was making a quilt. I had joined a class, and I was going to, that was the backing. And I never finished the quilt top. So there we are with that. These are all of my Go Baby, what do you call them, dies? I think they call them dies. So I have that. These are all my rulers, or actually not all of them, because I have some that I haven't even opened that are on my shelves. I have pillow forms for when I make pillows. That is the, oh, and I bought that one pillow, those two pillows, I should say, from IKEA. Those are bigger pillows. And that is what I used to carry my Baby Lock Allure in. I mean, I still would if I were doing like classes and stuff and taking with. It comes with all the luggage that you can put everything you could possibly need in there. And those two buckets, and there's Sammy, guys, just FYI. Those two buckets are full of junk that I shouldn't say junk, stuff that I was getting out of Gwen's way to sew. And that little, that bag, I'll be honest, I don't even know what's in that bag. It's been sitting like that for probably 3 years. And the little box underneath it, which I got at Joann's, actually has all of my Halloween fabric, or not all of it, but the majority, because I keep buying Halloween fabric because I love it. And in this closet, I mean, I'm like loath to even show you what's in this closet, but let me move all of this stuff out of the way so I can open the closet. That's obviously a cat lady bag. It is just full of stabilizer. The bottom right over there, those are my husband's paints, because he paints sometimes. It's actually been a long time since he's done it, but he does paint. In fact, that's his, he carries that easel. That's what the wood thing is in the back. And I have some blankets up there. That's mostly like for the house, not really for sewing. The kids are so excited to have this open. I'm not even going to be able to get this all the way open, but these rolling carts are like full of stuff. And if you look behind my stabilizer, I have 3 more that are chockers full of basically kits that I bought that I just, you know, it's going to be a cajillion years before I ever get to that. But I've got them all in one spot. I know where they are, sort of. That's my biggest problem, is not knowing where all my stuff is. Did you guys all come out? Where's Sammy? 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 Are you back there, baby? Where's Sammy? Sammy, come out, baby. I don't want to lock you in there. That'd be crazy. That'd be terrible. Nobody wants to be locked in with a stabilizer. That's nuts balls. Yes. Okay, let me move this back, baby. There's Jelly Bean. The only guy that don't have is Smudgy right now. Everybody else is in here. We have a little office off to the side, and I've got quilts that I need to hang that are either I made them or they were gifts. I think most of those are actually gifts that I got through swaps. And, you know, I tell myself I'm going to hang them any second, and I never have. So I really need to do that because I want to display them. I think they're gorgeous. And I did move like a big pile of, I think I was in the middle of making stuff for the Etsy shop, and that's what all that is. Okay, so if I go back to, I'm sorry, I probably just made y'all all sick. So here's back where we started. And then I'm going to just go around a little bit so you can see. I've got more storage right there. And then this, you guys mostly see whenever I'm filming. This is my Baby Lock Allure. I love the Baby Lock Allure. I've had her for, gosh, almost 20 years now. And there's the little thing we were working on. Underneath there, those are some quilt tops that I have that I should probably like make into quilts. I need to kind of go through that and figure out what it is. And of course there's cat toys everywhere, but that's a given. I will go closer to those fabrics, guys. So anyways, here's my table where I sew. There's my Hollywood light, as I like to call it. And then I'll get closer to my machine, my newer machine on the other side there when I get over. And these are a series of blocks. I am making a quilt for a friend of mine, and I'm just way behind. I'm always way behind. But luckily the baby has not grown up yet, so we're good. And I've got more fabrics and stuff like that. Here's my cutting board, and I leave the window open because I think it lets in lots of good light at this time of day. And then I have my fabric wall, and I'm actually going to take those pinwheels down and put up the mystery quilt blocks from Cotton Cuts whenever we all get started. I have a couple of, there's more stuff under here. Hold on, Smudgy wants in. Let me go get him. Smudgy, it's okay, buddy. Are you coming in? Oh, Sandy went out. Jelly Bean, are you staying in? Sammy, in or out, baby? Jelly Bean's out. Okay. Alright, we'll hear him cry in a minute. He wants back in. You know he does. Okay, so, and then right here, I mean, seriously, guys, projects that I might be working on, and the boxes and the little camera tripod that I use to make my videos. And so if I just start at the bottom where Smudgy is. Hi, Smudgy. You want to say hello? Oh, he's going to come over here. They love this blanket cat lady box. They love it. They sleep on it while I'm sewing. Somebody picks it. Somebody chooses it. Okay, so down here, these are mostly like really large cuts that I have, and a lot of them are, well, at least the ones toward the bottom, those are fabrics that I had gotten from Joann's, and that was way before I realized the difference between Joann's. And listen, I'm not saying Joann's is bad. It's not. In fact, I buy a lot of novelty things from Joann's because I really will just like them. If I see like really cool, cute Halloween at Joann's, I definitely buy it up because I love the novelty. I love them. And as you can see, I've got tons of Cotton Cuts. In fact, this is what you're seeing is just the front row of Cotton Cuts because I have more in the back. And And then, sorry, to the side of that, those are all panels. And the crochet stuff is my grandmother crocheted those. And they're like just table runners and stuff like that. My grandmother was an awesome crocheter. I mean, there's nothing this woman could not create, and I miss her terribly. She died a couple years ago. So, this next one is some nautical fabric that I have wound up on boards. And also, I mean, you guys, there's no rhyme or reason to most of what I've got here. It's just, I have too much fabric and I start shoving things in. So that's basically what all this is. It's just like fabric, you know, that I had no idea what to do with. This is a board for you to, oh geez, see, I can't touch anything. Everything's gonna come flying out. But this is a board, I wanna say it's Lori Holt, and on the front, it's sort of like my quilt wall or block wall. So you could piece blocks here, and it'll keep all your pieces in the spot where they're supposed to be because it's that felt. And then I also have my fast turn. As you can tell, I've had this forever, and I love it for turning out like straps and stuff like that. Okay, so we'll just go up a little higher. These are just, it's just more fabric, guys. Mostly it's fat quarters, and I just fold them so that they're a certain size and they can go all together. I have lots of solids from when I was doing the, gosh, what was it called? They don't do it anymore. Anyways, it was a club, and every month we would get 4 1-yard cuts of various colors. So like if it was blue, then I would get like those 4 blue, that sort of thing. And off to the right there, those are just larger cuts, larger than fat quarter or whatnot. And I think Jelly Bean wants back in again. Jelly Bean, are you gonna come back in and stay? Okay, everybody stays now. That's it. Nobody leaves. Okay, bread box, completely empty. No idea why that's there. We just didn't need it in the kitchen, and we didn't want to get rid of it for whatever reason, so there's a bread box up there. Okay, so if I go to the bottom here, these are all my books. Oh, geez, I'm sticking my finger in the camera. These are all my books. Over to the right, I've been getting the Missouri Star Quilt Company block magazine for a few years now. And so those are all my block, and I also occasionally get a mod block. Above that, it's just some 1-yard cuts that I've purchased recently, and I had nowhere to put them, so I stuck them on top of the books because, you know, that's what you do. More fabric. I'm pretty sure that these are for the most part fat quarters, but on the top right, those are the ones that I just bought from Gwen. So I'm pretty sure those are 1-yard cuts. Over to like the bottom and left, some of those fabrics are from Australia. Not all of them, but a few, because I did buy some there. And above that, I've got, these are all fat quarters, with the exception of the stuff in the front. I've got a few Hexies. I've got, gosh, what is that? Oh, that's over to the right there. That's one of my rocks box. I'm trying to hold off on sending back because they send you jewelry again so fast, and I was buying like way too much jewelry, so I'm trying to pace myself a little bit better. Anyway, there are some charm packs in the front, and then there are some of those 3-inch square pre-cuts that you don't find anywhere very much. The pink bag, I'm basically just throwing some stuff in there that I'm gonna be sending for giveaways and stuff like that. This next shelf is, you know, just more fabric. There are 1+ yard cuts to the right. There are fat quarters to the left. loads of buttons. And yes, I am in Bub Club. So I have my little patch from Bub Club. Above that, more fabric. I'm pretty sure these are all either one half yard or fat quarters. And that little tin right now is empty. I've got a couple of pin cushions from Andrea at Stitch Harmony. And I've got Lori Holt's little buttons, her cute little buttons. And I've got these two little, I don't even know what they were, but they're like sewing related. So I bought them on eBay. I'm just crazy. I've got loads more buttons up there. That little rounded dish to the left, I actually keep applique letters in there that are, they're just, it's permanently, what did I do to them? I laminated them so that I could keep them like forever and ever, amen. Then I have up top there my washi tape and the additional piece of my sewing machine, my Baby Lock Allure, because I just keep it off so that, actually that's not Baby Lock Allure. Nope, that's from my Baby Lock Crescendo, because I have, that's the original base and I have a long extended base that I keep on it now, so that's what that is. Okay, so again, 100 miles an hour, I'm just throwing you down on the floor here. Down here, these are all half yard and 1 yard cuts of fabric. Above that, I have half yard and fat quarters. I've got a bundle from Sweetwater that Gwen just brought over to me. I've got some Best Press that I keep on hand because I love, love, love Best Press. These are all charm packs. And I have pin cushions in the front, again from Andrea. And I got one little empty jar that's waiting for something. And then I got buttons and sequins. The sequins was from some crazy notion I had that I was going to sequin stuff. And yeah, you see how that happened. You guys, it was me. Okay, did I tell you they were skittish? I bumped the table. That's all I did was bump the table. Y'all are crazy. What is wrong with y'all? My goodness. Okay, so now that my heart's working, those are all fat quarters on the right. Then the pin cushions in the front. And then someone asked me to fill it with fabric on the left. Well, actually, if I show you back there, I've got this little, I'm gonna move it, little thing that's full of like some threads. And so that's why it's like that. And it looks like it's empty because I had so many pin cushions that I started putting them to the front of that. Yeah, so let's see, up here, these are all fat quarters. And some stamps that I have, some more pin cushions. I've got some Aurifil thread there. Loads of patterns and stuff. I'm going to try to move stuff so I can get over here. Okay. I'm going to go back down. You guys are crazy. What's wrong with y'all? For goodness sakes. Tons of books that I've been collecting. They range anywhere from, you know, gosh, I don't even know where to start. Like, obviously quilting, using fat quarters, layer cakes, there's applique books, there's just making things like origami, serger, which I don't even have a serger, I have no clue why I have that book. Fabric folding, so that's also related to like origami quilts and stuff like that. Jelly roll quilts, gosh, just so many different books. And, you know, one day I may want to do something with that. You never know. Okay, so going up above from that, these are all 1+ yard cuts again. Up above that, I have fat quarters and I've got jelly rolls, and that is like jelly rolls that are like 2 deep. I don't know if you can see there. It's just tons of jelly rolls. And then I got little purse pulls in that purple jar. And, all right, so let me get up again. This next one, these are all fat quarters plus half yards and 1+ yard cuts. I've got some 505 that I never used that Gwen didn't take with her like I told her to. I got more charm packs. I've got half yard and 1+ yard cuts again. That's the very first pin cushion that I ever had. I thought it was adorable, and now, you know, I've had it forever. Up above here, I have some Hexies. I had gone through this whole Hexie phase where I was doing Hexie swaps on Instagram, and I still love Hexies. I don't sew them together because I find it tedious, and right now it's just too much for me. But there you go, I've got them. And then, let's see, down here I've got just more stabilizer, and I also have like this 5 yards of Christmas fabric that I need to use. Right here I've got to the left half yard to 1+ yard cuts. I've got all sorts of fat quarter bundles on the right, and then behind them just more fat quarters. So, and that goes all the way down and back, guys. I mean, I don't have to tell you about that. Here I've got fat quarter bundles, I've got buttons, I've got fig tree quilt projects up to yin yang. I've got, and then miscellaneous little pieces that I don't know what to do with. I just keep on top of there. These are all of my layer cakes, and just some miscellaneous fat quarter things on the right there. These are just miscellaneous things. Just miscellaneous, really. There's no way to say. Those 2 blue boxes, those are chock full of mini charm packs. Yeah, I can't take that down right now. I'm trying to hold a camera and everything else, but there's a lot of them in there. And then I've got more stabilizer. That blue is just left over from my husband recovered the kitty trees, and that's some leftover fabric, which we'll probably make like blankets or something out of. That form is basically just to make a kitty bed, and I just never made the kitty bed. It's basically where we are. Tons of jelly rolls and little jelly rolls and more. No, those are all jelly rolls, except for the ones at top. I think those are like some layer cakes that are just rolled. And then here, those are like the little matchbox quilts, and I've got my radio. I've got some glue sticks for when I do Hexies. I've got more layer cakes that are rolled. Yep. This is like my project area, sort of. So I've got on the left there 1+ yard cuts and some half yards on the bottom. And then those little buckets on the right, I just have ongoing projects in them so that I can keep all the pieces together. And of course, fat quarters above that. And then on the bottom there, I mean, really, it's just, you guys, it's just more fabric. Everywhere I can find to put fabric, I put fabric. And that is my Go Baby, and some stabilizers, and batting, some batting. Back over there, which you're not going to be able to see because I've got so much stuff back there. It's just boxes with the Ornament Girl stuff. I have not even opened the boxes. It's really terrible. This is just an area where I keep projects or extras that I want to throw into swap bags. I'll keep stuff like that I like. Again, this is just panels for Christmas, and miscellaneous other little things. Those are all patterns in the middle. And just that bucket just has a project in it. I think I was making a purse out of that. I started that ages ago. These are all kits, and in here I was making some little, also other little swap things that I could just make up quickly and throw in for people. And more kits. those are all just kits that I've never gotten around to doing. And then these are little suitcases. There's a whole bunch of them in there. It's by Moda. Yeah, I can't say her name. You guys know who Stacy is, but I can't say her name. But there's a whole bunch of little suitcases in there. I want to say there's like 4 in there or something. They get smaller and smaller. And then I've got more stabilizer, batting. I've got those blocks that I made up. I've got tons of rulers always available. And I am in the middle of making the camper mini quilt. So you guys will see that. I'll go around and show you that in a minute. And that's just all batting in those boxes down there. And I've got my ironing board, and here I am working. These are all just things that I could throw into swaps or give away or keep. I mean, there are projects there that I'm also working on that are for me. And we're back to the table. Here we are. And right now it is really clean, actually, because like I said, Gwen was just here last week. And here's where I work. So this is my Baby Lock Crescendo, and I love it. It's gorgeous. Here's the camper that I'm working on, and it's almost done. I'm just doing the quilting, and then I'm going to put the binding on, and I'm all done. And this is just extra stuff over here that I've got laying around. In my drawers here is where I keep, I mean, seriously, it's not clean at all. There's like tons of feet and thread and that kinds of stuff in there. More thread that I just, you know, that's how I roll right there. And then here I've got extra rotary cutter blades and buttons and goodness knows what else down there. And then on the other side, let's see if I can scooch this out the way for a minute without knocking everything down. This is just some selvages that I keep, my walking foot, and that's for my Baby Lock Allure. Some friction pins, which I love. I always make sure I got tons of those. More selvage and sewing guides and stuff like that. And fabric markers, a little baby iron if I want to travel, and some grommets, stuff like that. There's one of my feet get cold. Yeah, so, okay, that's seriously like my entire room, guys. And I hope you enjoyed that. And I will see you guys with the next video. Bye.